Trudeau's office. Justin Trudeau's office. Justin Trudeau's office.
April 29th, 2024, Canada, baby. Okay, guys, hope everyone had a good weekend. Tent City weather report coming at you. Okay, guys, with that, it's raining. It's still raining, okay, guys? And I think it's supposed to clear up a little bit. It's going to be cloudy, rain tomorrow, and I think sunny by Wednesday, okay? Pretty mild conditions. Okay, let's just forget that. The first chapter of Jody Wilson-Raybouldt's Indian in the Cabinet Speaking Truth to Power has been uploaded to YouTube, okay? It's in my playlist, alright? First chapter's done with some audio, okay? And I left some comments at the end of just some summary notes that I took, okay? And just kind of what I thought of chapter 1, okay? What I want to kind of just point out, what I took away from chapter 1 was lots, okay? And I gave you guys little tidbits, right? So, one thing that I really liked what Jody had to say. Prior to her getting recruited, Trudeau sought Jody out, okay? Jody was kind of doing her own thing, working for, different, indigenous assemblies and whatnot. And I don't know it all, but what I do know is that the government hasn't been fair with the indigenous people, okay? Treaties, I don't know much about it, but what I do know is that they kind of give you something, they take it back. What's going on in that reservation where, everyone was exposed to cancer-causing chemicals, okay? Like, the indigenous people just don't catch a break, okay? So I have a hard time when people come to Canada and say how they're oppressed, okay? Because the indigenous people are still being oppressed, okay? And it's not being oppressed by the white people anymore, you know what I'm saying? Because we get oppressed too, you know what I mean? And I think that's why the indigenous people are trying to help the farmers out. I don't like having these conversations because they're uncomfortable, okay? It's almost like having a sex ed talk with you guys every morning, okay? I don't like it. It's uncomfortable, okay? But we talk about diversity, inclusion, and what's the DEI? Diversity, equity, equality, and inclusion. It hasn't been working for us, guys. Comfortable. I don't like it, okay? I don't like it. I'm for all Canadians, because a Canadian is a Canadian, okay? I don't care who you are. I want to make sure our Canadians our needs are getting met. And one thing Jody talked about was knowing your rights and responsibilities, so I might come back on here about talking about rights and responsibilities, because guess what? I used to have to do it once a month because it was a ministry requirement, so I know my rights, baby, and my responsibilities. On a tangent there. But what I like what Jody had to say before she started getting tied up with Trudeau, the indigenous people were really making some grounds. There was that, I don't know, more stuff going on. What Jody was working towards was having a third level of governance in our politics, okay, so that indigenous voices were heard. At this point, and I didn't know that was going on, but that would be a great way of reconciling, right? Because we're already starting to do it. And if you look at my Facebook page, Danielle Smith is doing all sorts of reconciliation out in Alberta. Me reading Jody's book is trying to help reconcile, right? So I like having a third level, having indigenous voices heard. Because right now, if we had the indigenous, they would probably have put a stop to the Liberal NDP coalition, you know what I'm saying? And Trudeau talked about all that electoral reform and stuff during the Jody days, and he made a lot of false promises and hopes to Jody. That's what I took away. Okay. Alright, if you want to know more what I said, listen to the chapter, grab a book, read along, do whatever you want. I got chapter 1 up there, I'll work on chapter 2, and I'll let you know when it's ready, okay, baby? Honest to goodness, guys. Okay, I liked it when Canada was just a lot more simple. Okay, what I posted on my Facebook since we last saw each other, okay, Alberta News and Views. Great job, love that guy. You know, he talked about how Justin Trudeau seems to like the terrorist groups, you know, like watch it, okay? I'm done talking about uncomfortable stuff. I'll leave that up to Alberta News and Views. Trudeau supports the terrorists. Churches are burning down in Canada. We have had a number, and I'm going to look into that more, because there are a whack of churches. Christianity is coming under fire. And I'm not that religious. I have faith, and you know what? I go to church, like, maybe every other year, okay? Kind of when something pops up. The last time I was in church was before I went for my surgery, because I just kind of wanted to go one last time, you know? Just have a prayer. I know about the Bible is in the beginning God created the heaven and the earth, and the only reason I know that was because I was trying to win a pack of Hubba Bubba Gum at Bible Club. Posted a little Big Town song, and I saw them once. They're great. Well, that little Big Town. Anyways, it's called Little White Church, and I dedicated that to the politicians. And I like the one quote, okay? Let me think. Charming Devil, Silver Tongue, had your fun, and now you're done. Ba-ba-bum. Stephen Lecce, Ontario's education minister. Oh, thanks for coming out, Stephen. Good. Okay, he's going to start cracking down on cell phones and vaping in the school. Okay, because, yeah, we let that happen? Vaping in the schools, like British Columbia, handing out crack in the hospitals. Okay, that premier in British Columbia, he's worth watching. That David Ebby, I don't know. Good. So, okay, we're going to start paying attention and make sure the kids aren't vaping in the schools, which they shouldn't have been anyways, and we'll make sure they're off their devices, okay? Do the old arithmetic and all that stuff the old-fashioned way, right? It's Stephen Lecce and Doug Ford. Maybe we could start enforcing the dress code, because have you been seeing what some of the kids are wearing? It's not right. Okay, but, principals and teachers' hands are tied because, you know, it's all this, inclusion stuff. So when little Johnny or Jessica's acting up or not dressing right or vaping in school on their phone, okay, there is nothing that anybody can do because, you know, we want to be like, oh, why did you decide to do that? Okay, so let's start adding dress code back on, make sure the kids are covering up a little bit more, okay? And let's address the violence in the school and make sure your staff are being protected and the rest of the kids, okay? Because little Johnny and Jessica, they're just 2 people, right? And you got about 20 other ones in the class, right? So how about we deal with them, call mom and dad, send them home, done like tonight. That's it. Stay true, get to talking. I think the boys play tonight, okay? And can we get along on the bench there, guys, okay? You know, I know that you got a lot riding on this. You got a lot of Canadian fans really counting on you because times are really, okay? Keep it together, you're a team, okay? Play better when you're a team, okay? Go Leafs, go!